Running a business is tough. You need to keep a lot of balls in the air. One of the most important things is making sure you're running a tight ship. That means having good policies in place for quality, health and safety, and the environment. These policies aren't just good ideas, they can make or break your business. They help you keep your employees safe, protect the environment, and make sure you're putting out a good product or service. Think of it like building a house. You need a solid foundation of quality, health and safety, and environmental responsibility. Without it, the whole thing could come crashing down. And just like there are building codes for houses, there are standards for businesses. That's where ISO standards come in. They're like the blueprints for running a successful and responsible business. A quality policy is basically a promise to your customers. It says, this is how good our product or service is going to be every single time. It's about setting standards and sticking to them. To create a good quality policy, you need to know what your customers want and need. What are their expectations? Once you know that, you can start setting standards for your products or services. But it's not enough just to set standards. You need to make sure everyone in your company knows what they are and how to meet them. That means training your employees and giving them the tools they need to do their jobs right. Think of it like building a car. You wouldn't just slap it together and hope for the best. You'd have specific standards for every part and every step of the process. That's what a quality policy does for your business. Let's be honest, there are some dirty jobs out there, but no job is worth getting hurt over. That's why having a good health and safety policy is so important. It's about protecting your most valuable asset, your employees. A good health and safety policy covers everything from wearing the right safety gear to handling hazardous materials. It should be tailored to the specific risks of your workplace. And it's not just about preventing accidents. It's also about creating a healthy work environment. That means having clean air to breathe, comfortable temperatures, and access to first aid if someone does get hurt. Remember, a safe and healthy workplace is a productive workplace. When your employees feel safe and respected, they're more likely to do their best work. We all share this planet, and it's our responsibility to take care of it. That's where an environmental policy comes in. It's about minimizing your impact on the environment and doing business sustainably. A good environmental policy will address things like reducing waste, conserving energy, and preventing pollution. It might also include things like using recycled materials or supporting sustainable suppliers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Going green is expensive. And yeah, sometimes it can be, but it can also save you money in the long run. Think about it. Reducing waste means using fewer resources. Conserving energy means lower utility bills. And here's the thing, customers care about the environment. They're more likely to do business with companies that are trying to make a difference. So being environmentally responsible isn't just good for the planet, it's good for business. Section 5, ISO standards, the gold standard. Remember those building codes I mentioned earlier? ISO standards are kind of like that, but for businesses. They're internationally recognized standards for quality, health and safety, and environmental management. Getting ISO certified means you're meeting those standards. It shows your customers, your employees, and the world that you're serious about running a responsible and ethical business. Now, I'm not gonna lie, getting ISO certified can be a bit of a pain. It takes time, effort, and paperwork, but trust me, it's worth it. It's like getting a seal of approval from the business world. And once you're certified, you've got to keep it up. That means regular audits and continuous improvement. But hey, that's just part of running a tight ship. Section 6, setting objectives, aiming for the stars. Having policies is great, but they're not much good if you don't have any goals. That's where objectives come in. They're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound targets that help you reach your goals. For example, let's say your goal is to reduce your company's carbon footprint. A good objective might be to reduce your energy consumption by 10% in the next year. That's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. When you're setting objectives, it's important to make sure they're aligned with your overall business strategy. And they should be challenging enough to keep you on your toes, but not so challenging that they're impossible to achieve. Section 7, integrating policies into your management system. You've got your policies, you've set your objectives, now what? Well, you need to integrate them into your management system. That means making them a part of your everyday operations. Think of your management system like the engine of your car. Your policies are like the oil that keeps everything running smoothly. Without it, the engine will seize up. One way to integrate your policies is to create procedures. Procedures are step-by-step instructions for how to do things in a way that complies with your policies. For example, you might have a procedure for handling hazardous waste or responding to a workplace accident. Another important aspect of integration is communication. Make sure everyone in your company knows what the policies are, what they mean, and how they affect their jobs. Section 8. Walking the talk, leadership, and commitment. Having policies is one thing, but living them is another. That's where leadership and commitment come in. As the boss, you need to set the example. If you're telling your employees that safety is a top priority, but you're not wearing your safety glasses on the factory floor, what kind of message does that send? Actions speak louder than words. Show your employees that you're serious about quality, health and safety, and environmental responsibility. Provide them with the resources they need to do their job safely and sustainably, and hold them accountable for their actions. Section 9. Continuous improvement. Never stop learning. The world is constantly changing, and so is the business world. That's why continuous improvement is so important. It's about constantly looking for ways to do things better, more efficiently, and more sustainably. One way to promote continuous improvement is to encourage feedback from your employees. They're the ones on the front lines, so they're in a good position to identify areas for improvement. You should also regularly review your policies and procedures to make sure they're still relevant and effective. And don't be afraid to make changes if you need to. The goal is to always be getting better. Remember, running a successful and responsible business is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time, effort, and commitment. But by focusing on quality, health and safety, and environmental responsibility, you can build a business that's built to last. In conclusion, Get ISO certification offers comprehensive auditing and certification services for ISO 9001, ISO 14001, and ISO 45001 standards. Our expert team ensures your organization meets the highest quality, environmental, and safety standards. Contact us today to achieve your certification goals and drive continuous improvement in your operations.